as seen on TV, Don Sullivan evidently says, this is what I was told, says, do not have the dog wait for its dinner, because at that point you're food training the dog. And that makes sense to me. Somebody told me Don said this. If I'm wrong, Don, I apologize. But that's what I heard. And it makes sense to me, and you know, it does. But here's the problem with that, is that if you take that approach and you have multiple dogs, like say you have, and this is true, I'm talking about multiple dogs, like more than 2, and one of them starts whining or barking at dinner time, they'll all start. That's the problem, that you have to have an element of control in there, at least with multiple dogs. Maybe Don's just talking about the single dog owner, you know? I don't know, but what I'm saying is don't. If you take that approach, the dog will just take advantage of you. Make the dog wait. Make it shut its mouth. If there's any whining or anything like that, it's a correction. Tell the dog no. You must be calm, you must sit there, and you must wait until it's your turn. That's how it is. I appreciate that thought, though, that, you know, it's food training, but do you understand what I'm saying? Don't train with food. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about at dinner time, be very controlling with the food, okay? Yes, it might be food training. In other words, food is a consideration as me as a dog trainer. It is. And at times, I would never use it. You know, you don't want to use that. But at dinner time, if you have multiple dogs, if you do not use some kind of control, they'll just take advantage of the situation or try. Dogs are assholes, okay? That's why I love them. I know what to expect. So make sure that you send that message at dinner time. There is no whining. There's none of that. I'm going towards the refrigerator. Shut your mouth and be quiet. It's the truth. Be quiet, dog. Don't tell me what you need. I know what you need. You know, the quiet dog is the easiest kind of dog to live with. It is. Who wants to live around a whiner? You know, if your wife's a whiner or your husband's a whiner, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody needs any whining. Shut up. Also, if you're going to deal with your dog in this manner, it's easier to feed them twice a day so that they don't go into a hunger state. Does that make sense? But in the morning, you feed them a very small meal, and in the evening, that's when they get the bulk of the food. The wolf has to work for its food. So should your domestic dog. It eats at the end of the day after you. You eat first. A tip for you. Besides making the dog wait and keep its mouth shut and be calm, sometimes put the food down in front of the dog. After about 30 or 40 seconds, pick it up and go put it someplace that the dog can't get it, like on top of the refrigerator. You're telling the dog that you own it. That's the approach to take. But the dog must be calm. If the dog goes up to the refrigerator and starts whining for it, get the dog away from there, go put it in the down position, do something. Don't do nothing. Make sure that the dog knows that that's unacceptable behavior. One more thing. I've talked about Don Sullivan before, and I like Don Sullivan. I think that sends a good message to the American public, tells people that they shouldn't train with food, and is a very competent dog trainer. If, you know, you're in Don's area and he can squeeze you in, that'd be a good person to call. Seriously. Don Sullivan's all right. I don't have to agree with everything each individual dog trainer says to appreciate that they're making an effort and they're sending the correct message. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's little differences in all of us, but as long as the main approach is obedience, discipline, and, you know, don't train with food. Food as a primary reinforcer is a huge mistake.